Russia kills dozens of Ukrainian civilians overnight, and the White House continues to say that it is Ukraine that doesn't want peace. Current events in Ukraine and the world for your attention. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak. Russia has once again carried out a massive strike on civilian buildings. As a result of this strike in Kyiv, 23 civilians were killed. In Kyiv, August 29 was declared a day of mourning for the dead. The enemy struck a 5-story building, completely destroying the building. This happened in the Donetsky district of the capital. It was as a result of this strike that 22 civilians died. Another person died in the Shevchenko district. A dog stands at the side of the destroyed house and waits for its owner, who will never return. Drones attacked various areas of Ural region of Russia. Locals say they heard explosions in 9 regions. The so-called local authorities claim damage to 4 facilities. However, publics write that in addition to debris, there was also damage.
It's flying very close.
Здравствуйте.
Hello there.
Посыпалось что-то.
Something fell. I'm going for a walk.
I'll remind you that the day before, a series of strikes were carried out on Russian facilities. In particular, the General Staff confirmed the destruction of the Novokubyshevsk and Afipsky oil refineries. After the strikes, massive fire broke out in the areas. The Russians, of course, filmed all the consequences of the attacks, called them to the public's telegram with their sarcastic comments.
Давай в столбик прям.
Let's line them up.
Буду в столб, но ясен.
Line them up. That's it. It's over.
Bam.
That was intense.
Вот это тряхануло. Вот это знатненько было.
That was powerful.
Короче, пи***ц. Это, смотри, что Снежан
This
делает.
is crazy.
Стреляй.
Look what's happening.
Смотри, что. Все красное, ПВОшки.
Everything is red. Air defense is firing. That's where the factory is. Air defense is
Это
firing.
где КНПЗ, блядь, Снежан, прикинь, ПВОшки.
And everyone is asleep.
И все
Nobody
спят,
cares.
всем.
Fighters of the main intelligence directorate hit a Russian radio location station from the S-40 on the night of August 28. Special forces of the Department of Active Operations of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine hit a high-value enemy target, a Russian radar complex on the territory of temporarily occupied Crimea. The demilitarization of temporarily occupied Crimea continues. Glory to Ukraine, the main intelligence directorate wrote in its telegram. Political confrontation is growing in Poland. The point is that Karol Nawrocki and Donald Trump cannot find a common language and reach a consensus on many important issues. In particular, the Financial Times notes that it was the dispute between the two leaders that led to Poland being absent from the meeting at the White House when Zelensky went there.
Karol Nawrocki, the right-wing president backed by the opposition Law and Justice (PIS) party, took office earlier this month and quickly vetoed legislation, including on benefits for Ukrainian refugees. He also challenged Tusk over who should lead foreign policy and be Donald Trump's interlocutor. At the very least, there could be a division of responsibilities. Tusk would deal with European partners and Nawrocki with the U.S. administration. Instead, we have a misunderstanding and a power struggle that makes me deeply concerned about Poland's foreign policy, including on Ukraine. This feud complicates Tusk's efforts to regain momentum after surviving a confidence vote and reshuffling his cabinet to quell tensions following his camp's defeat in the presidential election. Last week, prosecutors charged one of Nawrocki's closest associates, Sławomir Sienkiewicz, with involvement in an alleged attempt by PiS to discredit Tusk ahead of the 2023 elections by leaking classified information. At the time, Sienkiewicz was the head of an institute for military history, and Nawrocki recently appointed him head of Poland's National Security Bureau. Sienkiewicz and the other defendants, including former PiS Defense Minister Mariusz Błaszczak, have denied any wrongdoing.
Zelensky and Putin are not ready to end the war yet. It was stated by White House spokeswoman Caroline Levitt. She noted that allegedly only Trump wants the war to end, and it is necessary that Zelensky and Putin want it.
Both sides are not yet ready to end the war on their own. President Trump wants it to end, but the leaders of the two countries must also want to end it. The president will make further statements on this later. These are two countries that have been at war for a very long time. Russia launched this attack on Kyiv, and Ukraine also recently attacked Russian refineries. In fact, during August, they destroyed 20% of the capacity of Russian refineries.
Meanwhile, the speaker of the so-called Russian Foreign Minister Zakharova has again announced the terms of surrender for Ukraine. And this is exactly how Russia sees this so-called peace. And Zakharova also added that supposedly security guarantees for our country shouldn't be a condition of negotiations, but a consequence. I'll say for myself that Russia is dragging out the negotiations as much as it can.
We believe that it should include, among other things, demilitarization, denazification, the neutral, non-aligned, and nuclear-free status of Ukraine, the recognition of territorial realities, ensuring the rights of the Russian and Russian-speaking population, and an end to the persecution of canonical orthodoxy. Thus, the basis of the security guarantee should be the achievement of a common understanding that takes into account the interests of Russia's security and not the desire to turn Ukraine into some kind of animal. Once again, these are the words of Ursula von der Leyen, as she said there, a steel porcupine.
Dear viewers, thank you for watching this video. Give it a like and leave your comment. I'll be grateful for your activity and communication. Take care. See you soon.